Fizzy Games just subscribed at tier 3. Seraphim Zero just subscribed at tier 1. Wow, is that a muted Rory?
Wait, it was muted! Thank God. Hi, chat. Happy Monday, 2025, September 29th. Do you remember? Nice fit. Thank you. It is, in fact, one of the fits that I am currently wearing. Oh my gosh. Fucking hype train out of the boot, Fizzy. And Zara. Wait, where's my alert noises? Where's all the sound, period? Hello? Is it because I unplugged the monitor back in like a million times? What's the device? System. No, it should work.
Fizzy Games just subscribed at tier 3. Seraphim Zero just subscribed at tier 1. Wow, is that a muted Rory?
Wow, it is a muted array, but thank you for letting me know. I was gonna start stream with, wow, remind me to delete the VOD, because I thought I said something on my voice call with Fizzy at the beginning of stream. And it's like, oh boy, that I wasn't muted to stream, but then I realized, no, I was only audible to my headphones. I got the two check marks confused, so it's safe. Wasn't anything bad, it was just like me saying the usual things that I say to her right before I sign off. No brand risks. No brand risks. Yes, we are brand riskless. But thank you so much, Fizzy, for the 5 gifted subs and for the 32 months of tier 3, no less. Thank you so much, Fizzy. I know you're streaming right now, but I will tell you thank you later. And Zara, thank you so much for the 32 months. Much appreciated. It means a whole lot. But yeah, let me minimize, get the hype train out of the way so I can read my chat for a second. How do I do that? Too many windows. I have yet to figure out how to organize my OBS with the vertical mode. It gets wider. I can't see. Okay, let me just copy and paste everything in my chat to Notepad. This is not a flawed system whatsoever. Patches, congratulations on first with the Rurimo Peaks or Leaks or Leans In or whatever you want to call it. Yo, a new hype train emote. Let's go. And Zara, congratulations on second. Hi Zara, hi Patches, hi Numi. Caught your stream the other day. I felt super lucky to have caught a Numi stream because I'm so busy these days. I think that was like Sunday morning. I was like, wow, like this is early. I'm awake. But we do that sometimes. Also, sorry for being way too dank. If it makes you feel any better earlier, I blew my own eardrums out. So it'd be like that. Hi, Zero. Hi, Fizzy. Hi, Fuzzy. Watch Streak Day 1 on the quest to make Kami Onsen Station Fan Club a reality. Okay, I'm gonna stop pushing that button. But I good luck, Fuzzy. How many days did I say? I mean, I will hold up my thing. Oh, God damn it. Egg roller. Hi, Clicker. Hello, Clicker Trainer girl from the Egg Roller comic. So did I click train you yet, Egg, or do I still have to keep clicking? Don't give me that, Zara. Listen, cat girls were meant to be clicker trained. During my first job, when I first started working like a normal proper job that wasn't retail, I had this habit of clicking my tongue whenever I was upset at somebody. So like my boss would be like, yo, Rory, can you like take this out to a client and like do this thing because they have like an urgent need, so like you can move their schedule up. And it's like, oh yeah, let me just drive an hour out of my way so that we can make this client just a little bit happier than usual. And I would be like, geez. So I would constantly click my tongue like that, and I didn't realize for like a year or two. And I'm like, oh well, yeah. But yeah, chat, if you're not familiar with the Egg Roller, I'm sure you all are because you've posted his comic in my Discord.
Solo_9 at twitch.tv.
Please check
I repeat,
them out.
Solo_9 just raided with a party of 34.
Solo, thank you so much for the raid. Speaking of checking people out, chat, my mod here and famous Final Fantasy XIV streamer, Solo_9, is also a fantastic streamer that you should check out, and click that button on top of your chat and give him a follow. How was... I actually have no idea what you're doing. I opened your stream right when I got home, but that was like 30 minutes ago, so I didn't actually look at what... Oh, you're playing Monster Hunter Wilds. Let's go. How is Omega? Somebody sent me a tweet showing me what it looks like in Monster Hunter Wild. I didn't have a chance to look at it. 3 hours of white. Sounds like Omega. I would not be satisfied with anything less. Omega's like my favorite boss in 14. So the fact that they did it justice in Monster Hunter Wilds actually makes me want to check out Monster Hunter Wilds. Actual raid prog? Oh, let's go. Hi, Zimri. But, it looks really cool. Like, taking 14 mechanic sort of thing and putting it in a game like Monster Hunter seems like a lot of fun. Granted, I've played very little of Monster Hunter Wilds, so like I have really no idea what's going on. You say that now? Yeah, I do. You guys know me. I'm like, I want a fun, hard, challenging game, and then I'm like, oh no, I don't. I want it to be really easy so that I can like read chat and like sip my chai and not get angry. Definitely Not get angry in the slightest. But yeah. The artist in question, I saw that pocket peanut butter. Listen. You never know when you're going to need a little peanut butter sandwich on the go. It's a great source of protein, chat. It's healthy. Peanut butter is like a vegetable. If you and Fizzy are gifting each other 5 gifted subs back and forth, will you just make free money off Valorant? That's a good idea. I should do more of that. Wait, if I give subs to my own stream, will it trigger Valorant? Probably not. Like, when did this promotion start? Because I did gift some subs out, like, over the weekend or something like that. Start on Friday? Oh, Patches, thank you so much for gifting those 5 subs to the community. You got pretty much all people we know, too. That's fucking awesome. I was thinking, chat. Wow. Jesus. Wait, was that... I'm really confused about what's going on. I think the notification just triggered twice because of the Valorant stream. The Valorant thing. But yeah, thank you, Patches. And thank you for coming in, Solu, and all those gamers. If you need to take care of yourself, feel free to do so. Go get your snacks and your hydration and take your breaks. Seen as high as 54. Holy crap. Well, I'll have to nudge Fizzy, and we can play the infinite money glitch game again. But yeah, as far as I know, the sub gifting promotion ends on what day of the week is it? It's Wednesday morning, I think. So if you want to reward your favorite streamers, you have until Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, something like that. Oh yeah, it's the end of the month. That's it. It goes to the end of September, and the last day of September is tomorrow. So you can remember September next year. Speaking of which, if you saw Gigi's stream this past September 21st, it did not disappoint. But unfortunately, I watched the whole thing. I did not expect to do that. But as a result, I've had September by Earth, Wind & Fire stuck in my head for 8 days. And I've had no peace whatsoever. I went into her stream yesterday and I was like, it's weird. I've had the song stuck in my head for a week. And she was like, oh yeah? I've had this song stuck in my head. And she sang a completely different song. But it wasn't it didn't help. It wasn't September, but it didn't help. Suffer as we did last year, you know what, fair. 39 hours left. I think, speaking of Gigi though, she's got a 3D debut or something like that today. I don't really know the details because I don't normally watch. I just watch their clips on YouTube, but very cool. Which song? Wait, don't answer it. Keep Mariah on ice. It's not Mariah. I don't actually know what the name of the song is. But yes, I do remember. I remember crystal clearly at this point. It's actually really unfortunate. I would love to not remember. I would also love to not have a 3-hour commute every day, because the past week has been hell, chat. I'm going to do the Alliance Raid. I'm going to get to it. I promise. We're going to play the video game today, or by God, I will give everyone in chat a sub. Okay? But, or I'll make Fizzy do it. I don't know. We'll get that Valorant on the case. But I'm tempted to bring out the motorcycle. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I gotta have a job. Like, I don't have to have a job, but like, I'd really like a job. I'd really not like to crater my career. Um, but like, 3 hours a day is grueling. Like, I almost put off yet another stream today because I got home 30 minutes before stream start, and I'm like, what are we doing today? I don't know. I haven't had any time to think about it. I haven't had time to plan. Like over the weekend, I caught up from the last week of not having any time. So like I'm slipping behind now. I was in a pretty good state as I like after the layoffs early this year, you know, I put myself back together, I moved, and I started to get organized, and I continued working on the 3.0 debut. So like that's on track, but yeah, like this job just like fell in front of me and I can't you know what it is? I was like, I'm not gonna take another job right now. I'm gonna coast for a little bit so that I can finish projects and get some stuff out of the way, and then I'll go back to my career and whatnot. And if I can start a company in the meantime, more power to me, because I've been wanting to do that, because I want the ability to control my schedule better, to work remotely as needed, and to maybe even in the future be able to hire people that I think are cool and like would want to work on stuff with. But as you know, chat, I got a job in the space industry and they came to me, not the other way around. So like I didn't have a choice. Like getting to touch human spacecraft is like, it's pretty far up there. I don't know what the fuck else I could do on Earth that is cooler other than not be on Earth. So I'm like, I got up this morning and I'm like, I can't do this. This is terrible. I got like 5 hours of sleep, and then I got to work and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a fucking satellite. Like, I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm gonna make this work somehow. I don't know how. Maybe I'll start riding the motorcycle again. I don't know how that'll work in winter, but like, I could just lane split the whole way there, and maybe I can get that commute down to like, you know, less than an hour both way. Like a 2-hour commute would be doable. Set up camp in the satellite. Okay, you want to hear my like crazy plans for enduring this? Have you seen the Gigi cosplayer with the wheelies? Oh my god. You know, I posted something on the Discord about like that, like all streamers are either mommy coded or gremlin coded. And I am curious what you guys think, which category you think I fall into. Fizzy told me that she thinks she's more of a mommy, but I think she's more of a gremlin. I haven't told her that though, so like shh. But yeah, hi Tony, hope you're doing well. Mother gremlin. A mommy gremlin. You know, like the tweet claimed that Hosho Marine is a gremlin, and I have to agree. I think you're both gremlins, just different flavors. You know, you're probably not wrong. We're both in a category that's kind of hard to figure out, but yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, all my like ridiculous ideas for being able to manage this commute. My work is only 40 miles away. It shouldn't take that long to get there, but traffic here is terrible and they don't know how to build a road to save their lives. But there's HOV lanes. And if I ride a motorcycle, I can use those HOV lanes. I can also pass everybody because motorcycles can fit around everybody. A mom that won't hesitate to get the paddle out. Wow, I didn't know that chat was into that. But I had the idea, okay, I could get an apartment, but I don't want to move again. So I could get an apartment. Also, this job, it's like, it might be very temporary. I don't really know. It's contract, like a contractor position. So like, who knows? So if I got month to month, it's going to be really expensive. And then is it really going to be worth the money if I'm just spending it all? No, it won't be worth the money because my time is worth a lot. And they keep sending me fucking messages on Slack, and I'm like, I'm not at work. Leave me alone. I'm trying to stream right now. But the idea I like the most is buying a van, like a camper van, if you will, chat. Like, you know, all your favorite YouTubers that go out and go camping in their vans. They have that van life or that partial van life or whatever you want to call it. But instead of having a bed in the back of my camper, I will have a whole gaming setup. I'll have just a full-on stream PC and like 3 monitors and a desk and like a nice, you know, chair, the works, all just in the back of the van. Poop internet? No. I'll just steal internet from work. It won't be poop. Should have a VTuber named Jason go camping. That's a legit dream of mine. I think a lot of people would love that kind of thing, to be honest. But like, I have no idea how much it would cost to build such a thing. But like, I'm like, this is the perfect idea. Rather than like go home when traffic is really bad and stream or hang out on my computer, I can just bring the computer with me and hang out in the van. Except for the fact that I have to use the bathroom like every 30 minutes to an hour when I, you know, get home and like get my snack on. But like, you know, I can figure that out. I could put a bathroom in the van. Nice one's going to be at least 5 digits. Wait, how many is that? 1, 2. Okay, that is a fair bit of money. Thank you for the hydrate. I would need like a generator, a computer, some like security cameras, solar panel setup, and like, you know, a fancy satellite-based internet service. And then maybe like a stream relay. But like, I have that all set up from the mobile streams that we did when we were experimenting with that stuff from the East Coast road trip. We're going to do that again, by the way. We're going to bring back the weird 3D 360-degree mobile road trip stream next time that we can meet up in person. But I mean, this would just help that. It is a ridiculous idea, though, and I think if I had this much gear in a van, just sitting in a parking lot every day, I would be really nervous and anxious. Like, sure, I could make some super overkill security setup for it, but like, at the end of the day, if I spend all my time and money on this van, then what was the point of saving time and money in the first place? Unless I want to live in it after I quit my job when I get sick of the commute anyway. Because I'll still have to make the commute in the morning. Oh, I didn't think about that. To be fair, usually the morning commute, if I leave on time, I can get it to just about an hour. But that would be a little bit more miserable in a van. I've been meaning to drive the Outback one day, but I keep driving the WRX. So like, when there's an opening, I just floor it. And that means that I'm like shaving off minutes constantly here and there because I'm just taking every opportunity I can. And eventually I'm going to piss off the whole state of Washington. But like, yeah. I won't go into specifics to avoid sounding like a brag, but I'm glad I don't commute like that. I don't think it's a brag to not have a terrible commute. I mean, I could say, I don't want to sound like a brag either, but at my old job, I specifically got a place really close by, but they were paying for relocation. And then I regretted it because I was like, well, this place is really expensive and I'm spending all my money on rent. But I had fiber internet, 2 gigs symmetrical. Like, that was the best internet I've ever had in my life. My ping to 14 was like 20 milliseconds. I loved it. It was great. Driving gives me anxiety. If I had to do a long commute, I wouldn't make it through the workday. I like driving. So I haven't like wanted to jump off something yet, but like I do come home a little bit depleted. Like if you were here on Thursday night, I pretty much lost my mind at the end of the stream because I ran out of energy and just started kind of rambling and couldn't complete any sentences, and just I was like spinning my wheels live, and I didn't like it, so I deleted the streams or unpublished them, but whatever. Yeah. Just make your chair a toilet and mute when you need to go. I could get myself a lazy bowl. I have a bed, a toilet, and a gamer chair all in one. God, that's the dream right there. Do you really need a bed if you've got a chair that good? You could even put a bidet in it. I think they were talking about bidets on Egg Stream earlier today, and I was listening in one earbud while I was at work on my phone because I was curious. And my old place had a bidet, and after being in Japan, I loved having a bidet. It was so nice, and then going without it, it was like I had to like adjust to life without the luxury of having a clean ass anymore. Okay, that's a weird way to put it, but like the bidet makes it so much nicer. It makes it so much cleaner. But I don't want to put a bidet in a rental, in a place I rent. I could probably get the containment facility to install a bidet, though. If I just like file like alien life requires bidets. If they think I'm gonna die without one, they'll probably install one. If any of the like containment staff are watching my stream right now, please erase the last 5 minutes of your memory. I want to get one when I finally find a house. I wish you luck, new me. If Egg's chat is to be believed, you can get them for as cheap as like $39. I think Pix was saying that or something like that. To be fair, they're pretty simple. They can work on water pressure if you're okay with like cold water. It's too expensive here. Yeah. Listen, after the economy explodes, and yeah, you'll be able to get something cheap again, right? I don't remember what happened after like the big 2008 housing crisis in the past. Did housing prices like ever go back down? Because I feel like a lot of people are just like, well, rent's $3,000 or a mortgage is $3,000. I might as well get the mortgage. But like, it can be really hard to get an offer accepted because of how competitive the market is. And then like, what happens if you get upside down on the loan? Because some of the value to loan ratios can be ridiculous. They did, but never to that point again. Yeah. I kind of regret selling my house back in like, what year was it? 2020? But like, house values exploded. So I was kind of like, I'm never going to make this much money on this place again. So like, I could redo my whole life and go on like the grandest of adventures, and then I made decisions. I started over in life. I moved to the West Coast and was like, yeah, let's explore. It was interesting. You have an inappropriate toilet for those bidet seats? How inappropriate of a toilet could it get? Like, there's elongated and there's round for the really unhinged toilet users. I don't know. I'm just glad we don't have like the 80s like plush velour toilets anymore with the fucking like cloth covers and shit. That was disgusting. Also, I want to go back to like one note about the van thing. I can only imagine how much gas I would have to run in like a generator. So that is kind of a problem because running a whole like stream setup, I don't think the big issue would be the internet. I think I could make that work, but I think the power would be tricky. And Sarah's like, that's on the lighter power outlet. We blew. Okay, correction. When I was trying mobile stream stuff in Fizzy's car when I was in Florida, I blew every fuse in that vehicle. I think. Yeah, no, I think I blew every fuse in it. So yeah, like I would have to do something. I fixed it. I fixed it before I left. Shh. I didn't replace the fuse from the back. She doesn't realize that yet though. She never uses it. It'll be fine. I'll go down there and I'll fix it before she notices. I hid the fuse in her house too, so like I could show her how to do it if she needs to. But should have adjusted Fizzy's tail like 9 degrees west. Can we stop treating houses like a stock investment? That would be nice. Yeah. Tail asthma. Oh my god. Yeah, that, you know, what's the command? What's the emote? Your tail in 14, if you're in Ara, since you've got that like scale going on, it doubles as a TV antenna. You just have to hold it up. You know, now I'm realizing why they don't have an emote for that. Can you imagine what people would do if there was an emote for holds tail up? Maybe I should rethink what I'm doing with my 3.0. In any case, should we do some actual content? Should I do the Alliance raid? There's a new Alliance raid for 7.3, right? You did wrap Fizzy's tail and antenna lead, right? Yeah, we made it into a crystal radio. Speaking of crystal radio, don't spoil me on Ruri Rocks episode 12. But I think that anime wrapped up. It reached its conclusion on Sunday. Hey, yo. Who the fuck are you? Do I want to show what's happening over there? No, I'm not gonna. What was I talking about? It's fine. It'll grow back. Jesus. Wait, what is this? Oh my god. I forgot about this. God, that's so cute. I love the phone. I love that we have... Cell phones are in lore now in 14. Nobody can say that. Your unhinged, futuristic, sci-fi, side story, OC, fan character, fucking Warrior of Light lore is now legit. Because there are cell phones. Everything can exist. Please say thank you, Loperets. Sorry, I had to choke a little bit, but
Thank you, Loperts.
Are you satisfied? You've spent so many hours thinking into cell networks and Aorus, yeah. Hours, huh? You might want to get that looked at. I'm about to request an art of an Ara laying on top of a TV in a sexy manner, getting a Nintendo signal. You know, this is my own fault. I bring all this into my Discord, and you guys are like, I don't know. I do appreciate that I've like curated such an interesting community. Magnetism has existed since ARR. Yeah, it's that's how the Aether is aligned with magnetism. Yeah, that's how that works. I'm gonna see if I can't prod Fizzy a little bit. There we go. Just reached over and like gifted 5 subs in her stream. There we go. Do we have a proper TV yet in this game? I know there's like the Plasmascape. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be that hard to do with housing. I don't know if it'd look right, but like... Food for thought. Just jerry-rigged furnishings. Like, I remember Kai's house had like a big TV set up in the wall, but it like didn't look like a, you know, like an old-fashioned TV that would have an antenna for sure. In-game. Yeah, in-game. Yeah, no, the sky is the limit. Don't mind me, chat. Do any of the apartments in S9 have them? I don't think so. I could look, but like, not right now. I need to figure out where I am in the Alliance Raid quest because I never turned in the Alliance Raid quest from the first segment back in like 7.1 or whenever it was. By the way, wait, okay. This is kind of an important question, so... One, they're projected. Oh, okay. One, what was I gonna say? The Alliance Raid. Oh, here it is. The 7.3 installment of the Alliance Raid, does it require MSQ progression? I would imagine it doesn't, but I just want to make sure because as you can see, oh, it's not on your screen. As you can't see, it's something I haven't done yet. I've been debating when and how I want to go about doing the 7.3 MSQ. If I want to do it on stream, if I want to do it during a normal stream day, if I want to do a bonus stream for it. I've also been reconsidering my normal stream days because Monday is extra difficult now. I liked streaming Monday and Thursday before. But part of me is like, maybe I should go back to doing Tuesday and Thursday, because I know for a little while I did that too. It's like a tricky decision. If anything, though, I feel like it's more likely to be Monday or Tuesday and Thursday. So, something like that. I do want to go back to having 3 days a week of stream, but I want to give myself a couple weeks to figure out what I'm doing with this job or if I'm going to keep it, because I might just be like, yeah, this is way too much, because I mean, there's not really a good solution. If you have any ideas for something that's definitely human that I could put in my passenger seat to serve as like letting me get on the HOV lanes, I'm down, but like I don't really want to like solicit people to be in my passenger seat for HOV lanes because that just adds a lot more complication to something that's already way too complicated. I do have like coworkers scattered around who are like discussing just kidnap a mannequin. Mannequins don't look authentic enough though. I need your real hardened, time-hardened human advice, chat. You're a cosplayer. Okay, this is true. I was thinking about it. I'm like, how do they know? Like, what are they gonna do? Pull me over? Your passenger doesn't look alive enough, ma'am. I'm gonna need to check their vitals, or you're gonna get that HOV fine. No, I don't want to carpool, Numi. I just want to use the HOV for free. Okay, you know what? This is kind of funny. What is this song? Let me look. It is a Vocaloid song. It is blah, blah, blah. Pascal Beats by Ina Bakumori. Ina Bakumori. Here, I'll just put the link in chat. I should set it up so it shows on screen, but I'm lazy. I have a big to-do list, and right now the 3.0 is kind of the priority. Yeah, I guess we talked about Weekend at Bernie's before. Ma'am, you have a corpse in your passenger seat. Wait a minute. That's no corpse. Yeah. That's a Segway. It's a space station. I mean, how hard could it be to create a convincing creature stand-in, like a paper mache person? What really qualifies as a voter these days? I could put a corporation in my passenger seat. They would love that, wouldn't they? Service animal. The company I work for does let you bring your dog to work. So I could get a dog. Reiko Meteoring. I do have a company name, but I haven't revealed it yet. There you go. Incorporate stream, print off a cardboard cutout of chat, and that's your passenger. You know, I've also been working on like a chat representative creature. It's just going to be a floating eyeball. An elongated floating eyeball. Because we love long chat. I'm going to be putting this on next time I turn on the PA at the theater I work out. Let's go. Booba scoped. Yeah, it's a booba scope. It's like a periscope, but it comes up between the booba and allows... Wait. What would be doing the looking then? I don't want to think about that. We've gone too far. We're gonna do the content now, or or something. Your chat. Yeah, binoculars. We're zooming into. No, that's mine. You leave that alone. Speaking of that, though, speaking of Fizzy's chest and binoculars and periscopes, I don't actually know where the segue was. It's completely gone now. Given that the Valorant thing is happening, I was like, wait, what if I did do a sub goal? What if I did do, like, what if I set, like, a sub goal for, like, if chat really wants to fund things, they can fund extra outfits for the 3.0. We could expand. You want leaks? I've leaked so much already, though, because I wanted to reward you guys. Like, I can leak more. But, like, before long, it's going to be time to start putting things on social media and making announcements. But, like, well, like, I don't think people would give subs for leaks. But I'm realizing that, like, you people are going to give subs regardless. So I'll just make an absurdly large sub goal and then be like, if you give 200 subs, I will add an outfit. No, I will throw in one more, an extra outfit for every 100 subs. There you go. No, I'm not gonna. Well, if you did, I would, but like, I'm not gonna make a fucking goal. I'm not gonna make a sub goal for it. Sorry, I'm like dying. I do have thoughts, though. Definitely a lot of thoughts are cooking, and I'm like really excited for it. I just have to hold back and not leak anything more. for just another 2 weeks or so, and then maybe I can do something else. Definitely not leak anything. I need a manager. But like a real one, like God, it's hard. Like keeping up with everything. No. 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 Knowing like how to go about this and like what works and all that stuff, I don't have a good grasp of it, to be honest. That is why I've been trying to like look at all these different VTubers and see what other people do. But like, to be fair, like I just wanted to add to like the people that I watch anyway, because people have like retired and moved on, or this, that, and the other. But yeah, good joke. I don't think Fizzy's incapable. Okay. Hopefully she's not listening to this. But that frames it really badly. But I feel like I'm usually the voice of reason when it comes to practical approaches to good things. Now, there's a joke about how VTuber managers are their significant other 90% of the time. Well, no, I thought that's how people get their VTuber to become their significant other. They're like, hey, so like, I really like your stream. Like, I watch your stream all the time. Like, it's really. Why am I giving him that? Why am I putting it on like that? I did love your stream. Please let me. That is not the right voice effect. Whatever. I could help manage you if you want. Yeah, basically. And the next thing you know, they're dating. I don't think that's how it works. That's the fantasy, though, right? Like, I'm pretty sure there's a Dojin out there like that. Oh, I got something in my eye. What the fuck? Ah! Yes, just one. If it was, half the VTubers out there are bigger biffos than they let on. Listen, chat. I've got some bad news for you. VTubers are not the socially well-adjusted creatures you think they are. Actually, you're here. You know they're not. But, I think it's a non-trivial number how many VTubers hook up with people in their chat. This is kind of terrible to think about now that I've said it. Are the people who watch VTubers? No. That said, there's a big difference between like the average person in chat and like and that kind of thing, probably. I don't know. But I need to get a drink because my throat is running out of liquid to keep it working, and like I really need that because yeah, I don't know. I'll be right back, chat. We're gonna run ads because it's been like an hour and they want to run anyway, so I'm gonna go get a drink. Be right back. Bless our based Cthulhu gods. One of the other SCPs slipped me a taco. Let's fucking go. This is the biggest taco I've ever had. This thing is thick. It's like a burrito, but it's a taco. I love it. I will give it to, like, Washington State. They know how to make a taco more than Oregon does, which isn't saying much, but it's still saying something. Sorry for the ASMR chat. Seeing is believing. Hell yeah. Needs more crunch. It's a soft taco. Sorry, it's like really thick and I'm trying to get it down my throat. But it's important to eat. Pause. No. Maybe I should add more interesting and cursed redeems for you guys. Something to think about. Learn to overcome your gag reflex. Yeah. God. Very important. Yeah, your gag reflex is helpful. Chat, is it legal? You attempted it once? Wait. Is there a story here? What is going on? I'm not gonna go into detail. Okay. Wait a second. You know what? No, I'll leave that one to the imagination. Let's see. I forget how Final Fantasy XIV works. Does my, do my buttons all work still? I may have launched my mouse into the stratosphere right before a stream. Fizzy said something really... No! Fizzy, Wait, what the fuck triggered that? Oh my god, one of my hotkeys triggers that. How the fuck? Why? She's phasing out? That's not how that works. I didn't use teeth. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm a ghost. White woman jump scare. Oh my god. Yeah. That's what's his name new single. I'm not a ghost. A streamer ghosting us? Maybe. You know what? I'll procrastinate more. Just a little bit. I'm gonna eat my burrito and then I'll work my way to the Alliance raid. How's that? You guys don't mind? We never actually do content anyway. I do have a lot of things though that I have on my list now, chat. What kind of burrito? It's just a soft taco. It's just really thick. It's from Taco Time, but Taco Time in Washington State is apparently different than everywhere else. Um, it's like actually good. Uh, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I have a lot of things that I want to do. I have some ideas for Halloween. I want to get back to doing car, like racing streams. I want to try setting up a multiplayer flight sim stream. I think that would be fun. I don't know how many of you have watched like Air Force Proud's content, but like it's okay. We don't need an air traffic controller. I'm sure we can find some things to do with that. Beyond that, I have like a big game list of like things I wanted to try, but like I want to do more Sonic racing. I don't know if I'll go in and like I'm going to try it off stream before I go back on stream with it just to learn it because I don't learn things on stream very well. Peak is on the list. I keep trying to get Fizzy to play Peak with me and she won't. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to Peak with other people. Bleh. Loser. But I mean, if you're not already like watching Fizzy, like you should open Fizzy's stream too. But she wants to finish a Hollow Knight, and I'm. If you're cheating on Peak, is that called screen peeking? Just turn the AC cooler. You know. I wonder if it's infrared or if it's RF. Because if her AC is RF, I wonder if I could activate it from here. Just a little clever application of a software-defined radio. Nothing special. God. I can't talk about work. Don't let me talk about work, chat. I cannot talk about work. Ah, there's so much. There's so much. The one thing I'll say though, my old job, it was a very interesting foundation with a lot of expansive, seemingly endless hallways that were always completely devoid of life and very large, secure doors. And I enjoyed just getting lost in the superstructure and just fucking trying to open different doors and see where they led. Like, I never got bored at that job except when I would like just get lost in circles because everything looks the same. So that was kind of boring. But ow. But like you had these expansive spaces and these like data halls of just endless server rows or racks or whatever you want to say, where the lighting would turn itself off when nobody's there. So there was never anybody there. So it was just a liminal space all the time. Ow. And high hollowed. And sometimes the building would, get a little bit of a personality with you. A little bit of a suggestion towards awareness. You know, you'd walk into a data hall and it would lock you in there just to, you know, make sure that you knew it knew that you knew that it knew. And
Zeris just gifted a sub to Hallowed Soul 08.
wow, thank you for the gift sub, Zeris. Thank you. Much appreciated. They're fun to peek with. Hey, yo. Hollowed playing peek. Let's go. Interior wall, Kabedon. Yeah, you get Kabedon by the wall. You know, there was another facility that had an air pressure problem at that company. The one of the like the inner containment zones had like an overpressure event and like buckled all the walls outward. It was kind of like, it's just terrifying to think about. Like, if you were in there, what would that have done to your eardrums? Would you be able to hear ever again? I don't want to think about it. The rest of the building's like meters of concrete, thick, like floors and walls, but like, I don't think those are. I think it's just metal or something. But it was fun because it was like a liminal space all the time. My new job, it would make a very interesting liminal space in other ways. There's not endless hallways anymore, but giant clean rooms and labs. So that's kind of a different thing. But there's people everywhere. It is full of people just constantly going every which way, doing a million things at once. They are very, very busy. But, you know, I mean, that's why I got hired, more than likely. Okay, more taco. Okay, we should do some content. So, I can eat my taco. You recognize this song. It sounds like Kaito. It's by Wotaku. I think it says like Shante. I don't know. My katakana is kind of weak. Shanti. Oh, that makes sense. Alright, I'm gonna go turn in. We're gonna finish the Alliance raid quest that I've been working on since like half a year ago. Because by God, I will figure out how to play this game again. Oh my God, it's the slice of cake. Like, I don't know, I just got sick of grinding for everything. Then to boot up and all, I guess. Yeah. I don't know that I ever want to go back to doing as much as I was doing, but I still like 14. Like it's, it's a comfy game and I still love it. But like I want to do more variety. I want to do um I want to dip a little bit more into like spooky games, but um what was the other game that was on the list? I guess it was Peak. I want to Peak. New Deep Dungeon next week. That is kind of exciting. I am curious. Just because of everything they talked about, how that's going to work. I hope their changes work well. Because I'm glad they're like trying some different things. I hope they take a little bit more consideration into who they invite to their... What the fuck are you? Oh. Into who they invite to their, like, what do you want to call it? Their media tours in the future. Because I'm pretty sure there's some drama about at least one of those people that's, like, serious drama. I don't want to go into it, and I don't really know the details, but I was talking with some people about it last night, and I was like, oh, okay, let me familiarize myself a little bit. And, I mean, it wasn't really surprising. Like, it was kind of, like, I don't know. I feel like people generally know who's who in the scene. That said, I've done my best to avoid complaining about this because I don't want to be negative anymore, chat, all the time. Because I've spent so many streams being like, let me try to convey my perspective about things to people because I'm not human, and maybe humans can better understand how to jive with other life in the galaxy, and maybe life will be better for all creatures if they could understand that. And I'm just like, let me talk about these things, and maybe people will get it. No, I'm just out here like fucking getting increasingly inane as I ramble about my topics, and then basically end up venting because I'm frustrated that like people don't understand these things. But I can wax poetic all day long about the way things are, but at the end of the day, doesn't really matter. But as of recent, I feel like it's weird. There's like a weirdness to people who normally wouldn't be like really like in tune with what's going on in the world. And I can't help but wonder if like the stress from people who pay attention to everything a lot and get stressed out about it is getting to these other people too, because they're also stressed, but they're like getting these stress off other people. And then like, I don't know, it's weird because like I've encountered like multiple people who are just like kind of informed and then kind of uninformed, and then like getting upset when like things are brought up, and then they have like a bad opinion about it, and then like want to like talk about that bad opinion. I don't know, it's just weird. Like, I don't know even where to like begin with dealing with somebody who's like wanting to like stick their head in the sand, I guess. But whatever. I just decided that it's better for me just not get involved. Like, even if it's a friend of mine, like, just I don't need to be the one to try to convince people to like think about something or something. I don't know. I can't be any vaguer than that. Um, but yeah. I have so many challenges with rigid thinking around environmental and social justice. Well, like, there was a thing we were talking about in Discord on Sunday. Because I wanted to bring up, and God help me for bringing this up on stream, because I told myself this is a stupid idea and I'm not going to do it. But AI. And like, then don't. Shh. It's fine. This is my job. I do stupid shit. I didn't want to discuss it because I know people are going to talk about the things they don't like about it and the conversation's going to get away from me. And I'm like, we're not here to talk about that. We're not here to be like the clinkers. Yeah, we're not here to clink on the clinkers. We all know what the clinkers are and where the clinker problems are. And we're not here to set the tone or set expectations for people because people are going to do their things and it's fine. Or it's not fine. But like, whatever. It's not for me to put my ethics on other people. You know, I don't mind laying out my opinions and like things that I think people should think about, but like I don't want to pressure people. I want them to learn how to do things for themselves and think for themselves, and hopefully they come to decisions that I like and can be compatible with. But if not, whatever. But it is a big issue for me that I like to think about because of like the content theft. But I wanted to know like why specifically there's like a lot of like hypocritical, I guess, opinions on it. Like people that are like strongly against it, but then like use another form of it, and I'm like, is this just like people aren't informed or what? Or maybe like fatigued, or just think, you know, it's a moot point. I don't know. But even the conversation like moved well beyond the scope of that, and I never really like got any closer to an answer, though I think I kind of understand what it is by and large. But in any case, like, it's just a good example of a topic that, what was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. It's a good example of something. Yeah. Let me check the script. Things you don't like to bring up. Was that what I was talking about? Am I good there? Shit. Oh no. I could have sworn it was like 85 degrees in here, but it's only 79 degrees. Not pushing ideals on people as much, or some such. Humanity always going to find something more efficient as time goes on with new tech. I don't know. I don't see AI as just another technology. I'm not here. We're not here to debate or discuss it in a general sense. Nor am I giving this as a platform to give people to be like, oh yeah, this is the opinion that I have, and I want to come out here and share it. Because I know a lot of people are just like, oh, you are all afraid of change, and this technology thing is just another change that you guys are afraid of. But like, it's not. Like, in some ways it could be, but like the technology behind it has been here for a long time. You all use Waifu 2X, but like the problem is the large language models that steal everything. And like maybe you've just accepted that at this point, but like I don't want to see shitty AI videos on my feed. I don't want to see shitty AI art on my feed, nor do I want to have my fucking artists that I like have their shit stolen. But also, as a writer, I don't want my works stolen and used in these things either. I'm not talking about change or being afraid of change, Hollowed. It is not that simple, and it's not just a factor of change. The internet did not just come out and be like, oh, this is a new technology, but it's built on the souls of the damned or something. Like, it's not that simple. In any case, it is what it is. I'm gonna check the script real quick though, and by script I mean my my log. Why is it empty? Wait. Oh, this is the wrong file. This is from 2023. Where are the captions going these days? How do I have this set up? I see it working. It's doing its thing. Wait. Are they really not getting saved? Oh no. Oh, nope. I see them. I think I figured it out. There we go. Look, I can just scroll up and be like, look, this is what I was talking about. Now I don't have to forget my train of thought. Oh yeah, we were talking about how people are like, I don't know, maybe just like overloaded in general these days. Like there's so much going on that everybody's just kind of like low level stressed and just doesn't want to deal with any more stress. Which, I mean, I just check out when I need to. I think the best way to deal with that is to just put the phone down and like do something. Did you see the thing about like 40% of millennials or something take PTO just to sleep? I did see that. That is depressing, but like, you know, I feel like people have to work more. And people have to work longer. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's rough. I could say I don't, but I have. Like, my work pressures us to work overtime already. And I'm like, I am already like spending 11 hours out every day due to work. I hope you meant that satirically. I can't speak anymore. My brain's gone, chat. It's cooked. But what in particular? Did my brain form a half thought? PTO, where is that? For the neurodivergents that can't keep a full-time job and are stressed about finances? I had PTO once. People just need to work more? No. Sorry. I meant that as like these days people feel like they need to work more in order to make ends meet. Or people need to work longer, this, that, and the other, because everything's more expensive, or because your job like forces you into that. So it's either work 50, 60 hours a week or don't have a job. But no, I don't think people should work more or need to work more. I think people need to work less. People need more time to spend with their families, their creative pursuits, and this, that, and the other. We're not here to talk about serious topics, though. So, it's time to go into lower June. A hunt. Yeah, I don't care. Hey, yo. Thanks, Fizzy, for the 5 gifted subs. You got a lot more people we know, too. You got Tony, you got Egg, you got Krypton, you got Satomi-san. I don't remember this pulsing so strongly. That's intense. Fizzy is streaming right now, too. Fizzy was extremely cute. Now I'll have to watch the VOD. There you go, chat. Valorant doesn't get a thank you. I mean, Valorant doesn't need a thank you. Fizzy triggered Valorant into gifting a sub. There, I had to return the favor. Hi, Natsu. Hi, Raven. Hope you're doing well. More streaming gamers in my stream. Chat, if you're not familiar, Raven and Natsu also stream here. Not here, but like over there. Thank you for the 30 and 30 bits, Raven, by the way. Cute emotes. What is my audio set up as? Oh, there it is. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to get the S rank because, yeah. Over there with the other blaps, yeah. You know, I got to see Muse when I was in Florida. And I got to meet Aran at Hofkai. Oh, that's not how that works. No. Is it gonna be dead by the time I get there? Insufficient armory chest space to change. Oh, it's fucking been pulled already. Oh my god. I died right off the bat. Hi, Allie. Let me fix my volume for that. Listen, we've still got it. We know what we're doing, I promise. Maybe. Did I just drop all my heals on that random person? Well, I'll grow back. Where's my mouse? God, I forgot how chaotic 14 can be. Yay! 3 tomes.
Seraphim Zero just cheered for 200 bits.
Thank you for the 200 biddies, Zara. Guys, thank you for the hype train. I wonder how many subs I've gifted. $35. Wait, I don't mean in my own channel. Wait, I show up in my own channel's gifted subs? Or are you looking at Fizzy's stream? Oh well. Anyway, what did I miss? How are you doing, Natsu and Raven? Fizzies, okay. 200 bits wasn't enough for a hype chest? Huh. That's interesting. I thought it was like 100, but maybe you already have all the new hype emotes. That said, I feel like I've participated in some hunt trains, and not hunt trains, hype trains, and it doesn't give me a level, it doesn't give me an emote. Wait, do you only get the level 2 emote if it drops on level 2? Because that's like the, don't hype trains start at level 2? Raven's totally not cross-eyed and hopped up on Monster. Fair. Pretty sure. Sorry if this is a serious topic you steered away from, but I don't know if you got my 14 whisper about the psych doc appointment the other. Wait, that was you? Don't worry, Tony. That's I don't worry about topics too much. You're getting ready to sleep, Natsu. I hope you have a good night, and I do appreciate you stopping in. I need more time to drop into all my friends' streams. I did get your appointment, or your appointment.
Seraphim Zero
Wow.
just cheered for 300 bits. Anyway, take the rest since that attempt failed.
Thank you, Zara. Much appreciated. I did get your message, Tony, in 14. I was just like, aww. I was really happy to see that. I tried replying, but you're already gone because, I AFK in 14 a whole lot. So, usually I'm not at my computer. And I'll just leave my character on, and then I'll come back 12 hours later, and I'll either have disconnected and missed everything as a result, or my computer will still be connected, and I'll, see the tell, but then I will reply, and the person will be offline. Yeah, I've basically been having a full-on nervous breakdown for 3 weeks, so I reached out for the first time in 20 years. Holy shit. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know if I've been there or not, but I've definitely been in some dark spots over the years, and even this year, because it's been complicated. But yeah, eating 300 to 800 calories, 2 to 3 hours of sleep, especially I'm pretty small, So like I'll eat 800 calories in a day sometimes, and I'll be good. But like for like you're like built like a football player, so like 800 calories for you is probably a lot less than me even. So like that is really really rough. I hope they can get you the help you need because like I like seeing you around, Tony. You're always a joy to have in stream and see your tweets online and such. So like yeah, it's not an option because I have to care for my mom. I understand that. I I have a complicated relationship with my family, but um I know a lot of people who do take care of their families. So like I have a lot of respect for you for doing that and hope you aren't running yourself ragged because I know like it's like what else are you going to do? Unless you're like me and you're just like, well, I'll just write them off. But like breeds like, I suppose. It's like 1/3 of what I should be eating. I feel like shit. Well, keep me up to date. Feel free to message me on Discord, by the way, though, because as you've noticed, I have trouble replying in 14. Also, hi, Coda. Hope you're doing well. All right, let's see. What else did I miss? Well, all that was going on that I'm catching up on here. Wow. Holy shit. Jesus, Fizzy. Thank you. 2 of the 3 meds they prescribed me had bad side effects, so you emailed the doc to see if we should change stuff. Yeah, like a lot of the time with meds, it's a matter of just getting the amount that you can tolerate of a medication. I know with like ADHD meds, it's often the case that like you're not gonna make it perfect, but like it's like how much can you actually use before the side effects become too big of a deal. Wow, Fizz, you got almost entirely people we know. C2, Sathina, Natsu, Brady, Silver Shimo. Silver Shimo did the Ruri emote. Rimo Frostby, Inkato, Coda, Raven. Yeah, you can use the Ruri emotes now. God, there's so much I want to do with my 3.0 chat. There's so much. I don't have enough time in the world to do it all. Can somebody give me like a small loan of $100 million because I would like to hire UFO Table and have them animate the lore episode, you know? Coda! Sure, bro. Thanks, Natsu. You're fantastic. Also, chat, Natsu has a fantastic give money emote. Coda, thank you for gifting those 5 subs to the community. You got Ghost Pixel, you got Rini, you got Bolo Denka, you got Scoff, you got Potato, you got Halasia. God, there's so many names. It's like, it's hitting all the fucking, the gamers. All the people in the community. That's so cool. Natsu has some good stuff. Natsu does have some good emotes. Honestly, I know a lot of people with some good emotes. I have good stuff on sale. Ayo. Ayo, yo. Chat, how many of you saw Egg's comic today, though? Thinking about other streamers here, I wanted to like come back to that because I had like 5 people in my DMs today. Like, what? Do you have a clicker for him now? Oh yeah, it's right here. You want to hear it? There it is. There, yeah. I hope he's not got stream unmuted still. Oh, there's some ozone in the room now. They said they're not clicker trained, but I knew that was a lie. As the clicker of all time. Does the audio pick it up? Or a pacemaker? I imagine it did get picked up. Boy, does it. Oh my gosh. I do have monitoring live so that like when I chat, when I blow your eardrums out, it blows mine out too. That said, this mic has seen better days. I feel really bad considering how much money I spent on it, but like I had to put it back together before stream because the front fell off and the back. But yeah. I had like 5 people in my DMs like let me like look at my Discord here. Like somebody's like, I love how I've seen this 3 times today. Not even trying to look for it. It appeared on Facebook, Twitter, and now in a random Discord server I frequent. And somebody else on Twitter messaged me and was like, you know, I am like a Reddit troll, and I came across this, and I'm like, oh shit. It was really entertaining. I had to try to think up like a clever reply while at work. It must have been a fun night. Yeah, you know, you find stray cats sometimes and they just respond when you're just trying to like bring your dog home. I don't know why. It's crazy. The front fell off. It's not supposed to do that. Was it outside the environment? Well, there's your problem. I don't remember how it goes. I love those straight-faced bits. Very British. You saw on like 3 different servers. I did think it was funny that was posted in multiple servers. The power of the egg. God. I tried to load up Forza this weekend, chat. No, actually not Forza. I tried to load up Forza the other day on stream, as you all know, and it fucking crashed everything really badly. So despite how much I want to go back into Forza, I want to set up a different PC before you do that. And if you are paying attention in Discord, you may have seen the fact that I have got my hands on a Founders Edition 5090 from NVIDIA directly from them. So that'll be fun. We're gonna when we finally get around to building the stream PC, it's gonna be the ultimate VTuber rig. But we're gonna go balls to the wall with that system and push every possibility. We're gonna simulate the entire observable universe at the same like every atom. I don't know. We'll figure something out to do with it. But we'll also play Forza Horizon 6 now that we'll have the capability to do so. I love watching like tech review videos, and they're just like, look at this basic laptop with an i3 low voltage 12-hour battery life and no gaming performance whatsoever. But you know what it can run? It can run Forza Horizon 6 just like as well as anything else. And I'm like, that is a scam right there. That game chugs. Takes like 4 years to load. Like, no way is it going to run on an i3 with an iGPU. Like, but, you know, with a 5090. All I ask is you do something to scam rich people out of millions and siphon me some money each month. Thank you. Of course. Now, when Ruries come to power, we will reward chat as we always do, in kind. But yeah, I'll either get Forza to work, or we'll go back to the 2PC setup, because I want to play some Forza again. But I installed Assetto Corsa, or whatever, because it was on sale on Steam for $5. And I wanted to play a racing game. I just wanted a quick and easy to get into racing game just to load up a multiplayer and just like try to do something fun that I would just be able to understand instantly, play for like 5 minutes, be satisfied, put it down, and go back to being productive. But I installed it, loaded it up, clicked on multiplayer, and it hung my computer. And I'm like, why? That's not a set. Oh yeah, it's probably not. It's probably not the game for it. But you can't buy the old Project Cars anymore. I didn't want to spend like new car game money. I couldn't find something simple. Like we played Slipstream on stream a couple weeks ago. And that's fun and all, but like it doesn't have multiplayer. And it's just, it's just a basic little time killer racing game. God, there used to be like some like tank game that I used to love to play. It was great for like, load it up and play for like 15 minutes and then like put it down again. Because if it takes me longer than 15 minutes to figure out a game, I'll check out. When my brain is spent and I spend all my energy like thinking about work, I don't need to like learn a system. That said, there's a time for it. Hey yo, more Jamie Page. I don't understand why Teto is having such a renaissance. Maybe it's her SV. The fact that she got picked up and, like, was it Agesoft that picked her up? I'm like, how does that work? I'm really excited, though. I wanted to buy Teto's new voice bank when it came out. Back, like, 2 years ago or whenever it was. And I think that's what started this new, like, Teto renaissance. And I had it pre-ordered. And then I got laid off from my job at that time. God, I just haven't had a good couple of years. So I canceled that pre-order. And, didn't really come back to it. Just heard car and thought of all the vintage cars I want but can't afford. Hi, Vettel. What kind of vintage car are we talking? I saw like I don't know what the word for it is. I saw like a freaking like 40s looking, like 1940s era hot rod. I know they're like not actually from the 40s, but like it looked like something you'd see like in an old mob flick with like the, I don't know the words for, but like they were like catchy words for these kind of people. I don't know what a 356 is. Is that like a carbureted engine? Like an old muscle car? I always hear all these amazing things. Like a car that moonshiners would run. Yeah. I hear like things like 356 and all these like really hype things about like the land yachts of like the 50s and 60s often. Wait, Porsche made cars in the 60s and 50s? Flathead Ford, maybe. Oh, predecessor of the 911. Interesting. Porsche's a car brand that has really grown on me. Maybe it's because I'm like maturing into like an adult. Oh, sorry, I have to permit you for the link thing. Maybe I should just like set it to people who have been like, is there a setting that could be like if you followed me for like a year or something? I can just not have to permit. Oh wow, that is old. Holy shit. I had no idea. Okay, that is actually really classy, because I was gonna say, I don't think 50s and 60s muscle cars are that classy. I know that's gonna get me canceled in some scenes, but like, I hear like people be like, oh yeah, this was such a powerful blah 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 car, and it got like 4 miles to the gallon and had this like giant carbureted whatever, but they weigh like 3 tons. And then they want to complain about electric cars because they're heavy and blah blah blah, and I'm like, this is just the same thing, but for like tech bros. The Beetle headlights? Yeah. With the Porsche 356, I see like the resemblance of like, what's that movie about the car? Herbie? Like, I guess it just looks like a beetle. Because I guess Herbie's just a beetle. I don't... Why did they stop making the Beetle? Was it really that unpopular? Because I feel like it had like a comeback and then they don't make it anymore. But like, I always thought it was fantastic that like such a unique car exists. And now we have like the Fiat 500, but like the Fiat 500 is just not the same. They even brought back the Mini Cooper, but like the Mini Cooper now is just like a small van. It's huge. Granted, I can't blame people for not wanting to drive an actual Mini Cooper from back in the day, because you run into a fucking SUV and you'll be a pancake. The new Beetle had so many cool engine options. That is cool. It had a comeback, but they never updated the new Beetle and it didn't age well. That's true. They never like, it never had like any, they brought it out and then they didn't do anything with it. It had a diesel option? What the fuck? That's wild. Volkswagen's an interesting company. If only they didn't have like the big diesel scandal. They reintroduced it finally and it wasn't as good. Oh. I still think about the ads from back in the day. It's time to unpimp the auto. Sorry, I'm not German enough for that. Alright. Beetles are hugely popular in Mexico with Peugeot, and Saab. I love Saab. I actually like Peugeot as well. They're both like interesting car companies with a lot of like history to them, culture. I don't know. Cars were also more adventurous in the Y2K era. Yeah. Well, like the biggest issue now is like, ironically, like an aspect of the competition that like gave us all this unique stuff takes it away here, because in order to get the biggest market share and get return for investors, you have to appeal to everybody. So every car has to be like this wide appealing success. So it's a shame that like Ford killed off so many of their cool cars, for example, in America. Like they don't make the Focus and the Fiesta and all these things anymore. Like the Focus ST was like a hot hatch we had in the States, and like we didn't have it for very long, whereas like in Europe they had it for quite a while, and it's just they didn't want to like bring it here. Even now, like you can get, there's like some Audis and BMWs and Mercedes that have hatchback versions for their cars. Like the A7, the Audi A7 is a really nice hatchback. Powerful, really good looking, really cool. It's a sedan in the States, you can get it, but in Canada you can get it as a hatchback as well. And it's so cool. I don't want a big SUV, I want a fucking hatchback. I want a mono wheel. You know, how hard could it be, chat? Should we build the monorail in real life and drive it to work. There was something I saw recently. I don't remember if I posted it on Discord or not. But it was basically like a jet engine that hovers. And like this like tiny little startup with this one person who's like an avid motorcyclist with a lot of money, I guess, is selling or like trying to start this like little startup that's basically making like a speeder bike from Star Wars by using a little tiny jet engine and little tiny fuel tank in basically what is just the seat and gas tank from a motorcycle with a jet engine strapped to the bottom pointing at the ground. And like, I'll give it to them. They built the prototype and it works. But they're selling it for $800,000. And I have no idea what will come of that thing once regulators get their hands on it. Because like, I can't imagine people are going to want people to zoom around on like hovercraft at like 50 feet in the air. But technically it falls under FAA ultralight regulations. So like, as long as it doesn't go too fast, it's technically legal under current law. But I'm like, I would never fly on that because you will fall off, you will crash. Like, there's just so many things that would and will go wrong with it. But I'm like, what if you added just a little bit of winglets? Like just some like small wing surfaces for stability. And then you built it in a way that you have like a circular wing design, if anything. And that way the structure and body could also help protect you in the event of like hitting a tree or falling to the ground or who knows what. And then I'm like, wait a second, we have this already. It's the mono wheel mount in 14. So I'm like, what if I built this in real life and flew it? And then I could just take that to work, because then when traffic backs up, I just lift off the ground and fly above the cars. And technically that would be legal, because not only are you allowed, as long as it's safe and clear enough to do so, to take off and land an aircraft on a roadway, you can fly pretty much anything that's under 249 pounds if you get a sign off. So, I'm about to make an experimental aircraft of my own, chat. And if you want in on the ground floor of my new organization, just donate your $1 billion venture capital here. I'll take 8. Thank you. What's the one you had, Coda? Stability control no 6. Oh wait, did you have a Beetle? Oh, a Matrix. I like the Toyota Matrix. They were neat cars. They had like a built-in inverter, I think. So they had like AC outlets in them. 2004 Matrix. I used to really want one of those, but back then I couldn't afford cars. Then later I found out about the Mazda 3. And so I bought a Mazda Speed 3. And I owned that car for about 9 months before I just got too nervous.
500 bits. Here's a down payment.
Alright, thanks, Patches. I appreciate the 500 bits. If we aren't successful, though, I will pocket the money and put it towards VTuber stuff. Thank you. Thank you for the 500 biddies. What escorting entails. Yeah, I just took like 3 trainings on security and escorting off-site visitors. I wanted to see if I could bring people to my work, but they're like, yeah, you have to have a business need to bring people into the secure areas. So like you can bring people to work, but you can't show them anything. And you have to go through a long, complicated approval process to ensure they're a US citizen just to like allow them on the site. So like they can come to the building and go inside of the building after you satisfy all the approval requirements.
Great. At Mika
But they
_O
can't go into
twitch.tv.
any of the interesting areas
Mika
and see anything
_O
cool.
just raided with a party of 1.
Wow, Mika, thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? What were you up to? Thanks for coming in and bringing your chat. Gamers, if you're not already following Mika, please click that button at the top of your chat. Give them a follow. They are a fantastic friend of stream. Playing some Monster Hunter Wilds. Have you checked out the new 14 collab? Did you get to fight Omega? I never had AC issues, actually. I did on the 07 Civic, which was my last car. Oh, that's funny. That's cool, though. Painful. I'm trying to kill Omega. Oh my god. It looks really cool. I don't know if I'll end up trying it myself. Because I don't know if I can get the time for it. But like, it looks so much fun. Looks like so much fun even. He's kicking my ass. He's from what I've heard, definitely like a prog. I love that they incorporated like 14 style mechanics into Monster Hunter. Seeing the scarabs and wilds is nuts. Or the scarab. Yeah. No, I've seen like pictures on Twitter and I have some videos to check out of it after. One might say this fight is savage. God. Even without Fizzy, you guys deliver on the puns. Well, I hope you're able to get Omega down. Ray's gonna delete me. Goodbye, chat. God, I had an epiphany about puns this weekend. But I can't remember it now because my brain is too fried. Also, I just realized the ads just started running, so I'm sorry for anybody who got hit with the ads. I feel like I'm losing my voice. I'm not even gonna try to read that one. Oh god, fuck, I just figured it out. An epiphany. No, that doesn't do it. Nope. We equip no epiphanies here. Oh, I gotta check my DMs. Alright. You know, for once, everything is working on stream. Like, I was afraid to mention it. Because I'm like, what if everything breaks? What if it's a lie? But, yeah. What if I played Final Fantasy XI? I thought I would get to. I'm like, well, at least if I'm gonna be unemployed again, I have plenty of time to check out, whoa, hi Ark, the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XI and play my old Mithra. Oh my god. Getting Zoom hacked? It does work, look at that! Ha 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 ha! Got a Liverpool advert with a Powers cosplayer, Jesus. But like, I never ended up getting time from it. Like, somehow I'm busier when I have no job than when I have a job, because I'm like trying to think about all the different ways I could like start a business, and I'm like working on so many different things at once, because I'm like, all right, I need to approach this from the starting a game company angle. So I need to get a project rolling with a game that'll eventually take off and like become cool, or at least, you know, can be something to make some money. And then like I need like a real serious attempt to make money by like doing consulting work. And then like I need another blah, and then I need to put like real work into my like channel and my like creative endeavors and stream. And then next thing you know, instead of having one job, I have 4 jobs. But that's okay because I put it on my resume and it got me hired. I didn't intend to get hired. It just happened. I'm like, well, I'm not going to get this job, but at least I can interview for it. And then they're like, yeah, okay, we want to give you the offer. And I'm like, wow, that took like 6 hours. That's like the fastest callback I've ever had. And they're like, yeah, will you take this? I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't want it that much. And so they brought up their offer. We take those. I wish I hadn't. I mean, I'm glad I got to, because obviously it's a fantastic experience, but like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to keep this up, chat. I'm gonna be real with you. Sentient Life was not meant to be in a car for 3 hours in bumper to bumper traffic, especially when it's a manual transmission and you're losing your goddamn mind. But that's okay, because they paid for a 5090. Just happy for you. Thank you. I'll be happy when I finish my rough drafts so that I can really be finished with, so that I can really feel like I'm ready for my 3.0. Time will tell. I need to recode these redeems, though. Everyone knows 3.0 is the best expansion. Oh, I gotta think about this. Stormblood. You know, for the sake of making sure my 3.0 is the best, I will agree with you and say yes. Where's the right scene? I can't find it. Heavensward is 2.0. Live from Final Fantasy XIV, it's VNet. It's Rory. That's what it is. I don't have a button to turn off this broken thing. We're just gonna be like this all night. Chat, can you hear me? Why, chat?
Listen, chat. There's only 3 months left. There's so little time. I need to make sure, before it's too late, that you gift me 200 subs so we can get extra outfits for the model.
Sorry about that. I had something in my throat. 10 out of 10. I'll take it. Where's the button that I go back to the corner?
Tazuki42.
Tazuki!
Prime.
Wow, 1 out of 200. Thank you for the 17 months. Holy shit. Thanks, Toski. Thank you for using your Prime sub here. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. You know what? That's not what I'm supposed to say as a streamer. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Whoop, dragged your ass back into my chat. But no, it's a Prime sub. Toski doesn't have money to sub. Toski's got Amazon Prime. Haven't been on Twitch in a while. Nah, that's fair. I know Toski enough that I can give him a hard time, or at least I like to think I can give him a hard time. Plus, I do completely understand that Toski has a lot on his plate, And I am very proud of Toski for everything that he is doing to better his life. So fuck yeah, Toski. But thank you so much for that Prime sub. I appreciate it. Toski's probably not exiled to the garage. God, those were really fun days. I remember so many times hearing about the fucking, what was it called? What was the weird vegetable? One that smells. Oh, I'm up here now. Can you fix up my life next? Sure. Durian, yeah, it was a durian. It'd be like a durian sitting on the floor. Toski, like, I'm just picturing him like sitting in the garage at like his like makeshift desk because he gets booted out of his room because family's visiting or something. And he's got just like the durian to use as a footrest. Why did we all know that? Yeah, that's just how it is. Everybody's gonna have that. The garage durian. I don't know if I'm even pronouncing it right, but you know what? It's fine. So, if I'm banished, I'm genuinely banished. I hope you're doing well though, Toski. Thanks for dropping in. You're during a great job. That was terrible. That was terrible, and you should be ashamed of yourself. But I'm also proud. Okay, enough of that. Enough of that button. I had the like effects set up for other things, and then I never used them because whatever. And the GoXLR, it's like it has a mind of its own. Sometimes the hard tune, this thing. Okay, not that thing. This thing. Hi, chat. The auto tune will sometimes work, and sometimes it'll work in like a different key. So like it never responds as you expect it to, and I don't understand why that is. But it's a thing that's specific. It's very specific to the GoXLR. I need to like ask other people who have GoXLRs if it like works differently. Rory, will you play Spooky Game for Spooky Season? I will. For the first time in my life, I will play Spooky Game for Spooky Season, but I don't know what will yet be. I am leaning, though, towards at least making an attempt at playing the game I tweeted a screenshot from. I don't know what Soma is, but if I remember to look at the screenshot that I just took of my chat, I will go back and look it up. But the game that's like, We're Not Human or whatever, I'm like, that looks like it's right up my alley. That looks like it fits. Have you played Mortuary Assistant? I have not. I don't normally play spooky games, and I don't normally play horror games because I'm terribly afraid of all of these games. But I'm like, what better way for chat to enjoy themselves than by seeing me face my fears in spooky season with spooky games? So I will do just that. Or I will do something just as special for chat, like cosplay on stream or something like that. But yeah, it would be nice to play a spooky game this year. And spooky month starts on Wednesday, so we gotta get cooking. Soma is pretty decent horror game. Interesting. Exciting. There are some pretty spooky games out there. I've watched a lot of other people play spooky games. I'm like, well, that's too spooky. I couldn't play that, but like, I'll try it. We're gonna give Rory nightmares this month, and then I'll have an excuse to quit my job. You know, speaking of quitting my job, Project Hail Mary has another trailer out as of this week. And I'm torn on if I should watch it or not, because I want to like go into the movie as fresh as possible when it releases early next year. But like I'm also like really excited and like want to see every little tidbit that drops. I don't know how to approach it. Really, I feel like I should just ignore the trailers and everything and just go day one to the theater. But yeah, I'm excited to stream my favorite spoop game this year. Halloween month is great. Hell yeah. Halloween is a fantastic holiday. I was always partial to Christmas growing up just because I had to like wait all year to get anything. And then it would, be pretty small. But like, it was fun. It was just like, you had this like festive atmosphere for 2 months and this like givey sort of situation. I don't know. I enjoyed being a part of it. Um, but Halloween was never that big in my family because my family was very religious. So like they discouraged doing anything for Halloween and would never like me as a kid like never got any help, and on top of never having or being able to get any money, like that didn't really give me any options to do anything on Halloween. But ironically, I became a cosplayer, so like now it's like my fucking favorite holiday of the year, or at least tied, because it's the one day a year where I have an excuse to fucking cosplay going into work, and you have no idea how many times I've cosplayed going into work and nobody's fucking noticed, or they're just like, Vuri, why is your hair blonde today? And I'm like, oh, well, it's just, you know, it's that time of the year. The trees are changing color. The kids are going outdoors to get the last bit of summer. And I don't know, it's a holiday where people are trick-or-treating and dressing up. And they're like, oh, right, yeah, it's Halloween. God, I got to take my kids out later. And I'm just like, geez, you guys, why don't I have ever any fucking cool coworkers? Like, what the fuck? Ugh. Can I complain for like 5 seconds too? That like Fizzy finally like has some really cool coworkers and I'm jealous. I don't want to admit it. Don't tell her I said this. I'm fucking jealous that she have fucking cool coworkers and I finally get a job in the fucking space industry of all fucking places and none of my coworkers are cool. Chase, if you're watching this some fucking how, I know you've played Final Fantasy XIV since day one and you thought my car was a VTuber, but you're not technically on my team, so you don't count. None of my coworkers know what my stream is, nor will they ever find it, so I can say that. It's fine. I have a very strict policy about not letting work find out about things like this. I mean, a very roundabout way it is a VTuber. True. I haven't been a Halloween guy since I was asked why I was Indiana Jones with a lightsaber as a kid, and I couldn't fucking answer. Toski, you just gotta fucking rock it. Be like, yeah, Indy fucking ripped this shit right out of Mark Skywalker's cold dead hands. I don't fucking know. Maybe they're secret cool and you just need to break the ice. Oh, that's terrible. I'm not good at that. I do really need to get better about talking to talking to people at work and being like outgoing, because like if you're introverted at work, your career is like dead on arrival. It's difficult. Luckily, like Meta was a really fucking aggressive company. I fucking hated it because they're just like, they have all this like training material that's basically like, make sure you let everyone on your team speak up, give them an opportunity to speak, have fairly conducted meetings, and like make sure that like the best ideas win rather than just the loudest ideas. Like make sure that things are evaluated based on merit and people have equal access to opportunities on your team and they're not just handed to the same people over and over. They do all this training about this, granted probably not anymore, but like they did. And they had a lot of like really good DEI training and stuff like that. But like then they also like, I mean, like there were like underlying things about it, and like I'm sure they're gonna sue me for saying all this, but like they they would be like, well, we actually did a study on diversity, and it actually says that like that a more diverse group will come up with better solutions and more solutions. But yeah, like there are advantages to both. Like, so like not having a bunch of diversity means that everybody can work faster together because they know how to communicate or some shit. And I'm just like, why is this so like double-edged? Like backstabbing, weird, like corporate evil feeling. Like even like almost like all this like good sort of like training content that like tries to like break down this stuff for people, they're like shooting themselves in the foot. I don't know, it's weird. Like you have a hard enough time convincing normal people and people who don't do like the average person doesn't put a lot of thought into the reasons why diversity is important, meritocracy is a good idea, like all these different things that benefit everybody. But like, you know, like you go into like the average small business, I imagine it's like kind of just run like whatever, you know, they just have a very like, well, we're not breaking any laws approach to things. And it is unfortunate, like my new job, that like I feel like they do an okay job, but it's just not, it's not the same. Like I have to really push to get heard, and it's frustrating. And I feel like I like you can tell like people's like stigmas and things like this. Like not a lot of people like working with aliens, which is weird for a space company. You'd think, you know, somebody from outer space, and they're just like, but no, they're just afraid of everything. Um, to be fair, in a pure mediocrity, disabled folks are shit out of luck. No, that's a good point. And I do really dislike that because I feel um, like minorities and women and a lot of groups are put in positions where they like struggle just because they can't compete in the way that like things are presented, and people don't like give them a chance to like show their strengths and see what they can, you know, what value they can give. But well, it's the way the fucking legal system crumbles, I suppose. Doing the right thing costs time and money, which costs more money than just costing money. I'm not gonna let it drop down into yet another criticism of human society, but you know how it is. The rest of us are super talkative, and I worry we're just annoying him. Oh, I have one coworker who's super quiet, and I feel extremely awkward having tried to get him into conversations and him just not being interested. That's been me in the past. I'm like, no, I'm happy not to talk, and then later I realized when I joined my first big organization that's like, hey, I have to fucking do this shit because like they're very politicking here. And so as much as it is a technical game, it's like a political game at work to position yourself. And God, that was very frustrating for young Rory to learn, because let me tell you, I'm not good at social things. So, like, I just thought that, you know, if I was the best technically and could deliver, then, like, I would have opportunity to do well. But no, it's just, like, the loudest. What's the phrase? Like, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I learned that the hard way, but probably very nearly like got fired. When I had a manager, I ended up being like the team lead, and I went to my manager after I realized that like my counterpart on a team that we worked very closely with got paid like a lot more than me and did a lot less and was a lot less technically skilled. And I just like walked into his office and I'm like, I need a fucking house or I'm fucking leaving, because you're paying fucking homeboy over here like $30,000 more than me to sit there and like fucking watch the birds fly by for 7 hours out of the day. Like, And he like he's just like, oh shit. He's like, well, yeah, I mean, like, and just, like tried to reason, but eventually he goes to management and gets me like the biggest raise they've ever given at a single time. So I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, thank you. Pleasure. So I was happy. I was very happy. But that's like the only time I've like you know, put myself out there. But it paid off. Holy shit, did it pay off. Pleasure doing business. See you on Monday, Steve. Coworkers ask me for anime recommendations even though I don't watch much anime. You know? Mood. Only if they actually get to the point they're allowed to do the job. And there's a lot of complications to it. Like, yeah, some people will be better in areas and some people won't be able to excel at everything in the same ways. So like, just because someone isn't capable and like, maybe this isn't the best job for them to excel at, like they still deserve to work there and have the same opportunities everybody else does. So like it's a complicated subject, but I don't know. My statement was a generalization about theoretical pure mediocrity. Obviously, there are a lot of disabled folks who are able to work well in a competitive environment. Yeah. Personally, I don't think I work well in a competitive environment. I've like I can't like fucking toot my own horn. I don't like fucking being outgoing and like sticking my nose in other people's business. But like said company from my past excelled, or people there excelled when they were rude. The company's basically like, you need to like take credit for as much as possible and toot your own horn as much as possible and this, that, and the other, and like fucking had like all the metrics built around that. And everybody was a fucking asshole. That said, like, yeah, they did have some more balanced opportunities, and I never felt like people looked down on me. So, like, in some ways, it was a better place to work, but in other places, in other ways, it was terrible. And like, yeah, they do have a habit of laying people off every year now because they just have quotas for firing people. So like, it doesn't matter how well you're doing or how good you are. If you're at the bottom, you get cut. So it's just like we're pitting them all against each other regardless of how good they are. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't do well under pressure. I fucking snapped at that company. I've never fucking yelled at my manager before, but I like fucking like lost it. Granted, I was under a lot of stress. And they're just like, we're going to take away these benefits. And I'm like, no, I fucking work here because of these benefits. I barely get to see my fucking partner. If you take these work from home days away from me and I can't fucking like spend my time working and like chilling with my partner, I'm going to walk out that fucking door and you can find somebody else to fucking deal with this shit. Which is obviously why I got fucking laid off when they did layoffs. Like, I was difficult. Gotta keep those O&M numbers down. My God. My autism gets in the way of finding out why things are fucking the way they are, and I'm training somebody to take on more of my duties, and they literally do not give a shit why things the way they are. They just want plain-ass facts with no reasoning and no details, and the shit boggles my mind. That's a very complicated thing to answer, though, because, like, I know, like, there's varying degrees of, like, theory that people can, like, take, and a lot of people have a very short attention span, too, so, like, yeah, it's difficult. Even when I'm performing adequately, my brain is overwhelmed and overstimulated. I mean, like, I just don't do well under a lot of, like, unsolvable, like, social pressure. Certain pressures I can deal with because I can break it down. Like, if I have a problem, I can solve it under pressure. But, like, having my job threatened because my manager's just like, you're not performing as well as we hope. But like not really listening to my like explanations and like why like I think I'm performing well so we can see the delta. Like, what are you looking at? And so that I can do what you're looking at rather than like doing whatever the fuck apparently you're not looking at. But it's just like, oh no, you figure it out. And like, yeah. Anyway, we're like rolling into like the usual, the usual Rory rants afternoon. Yet again, I haven't like, it's 8:30 and I haven't done any content. Okay, you know what? I'm going to finish this part of the Alliance Raid series off stream, and then next time maybe we'll do the Alliance Raid. We're not going to do it tonight, but we're just going to continue hanging out and talking. I'm going to go back to Limsa. I'll do the Alliance Raid, and then we'll like switch games on Thursday or something like that. I don't know, but I'll come ready to do it. Because I used to like read a bunch of this stuff on stream. You know why I did that? Like, I love getting into the nitty gritty details of the story, but it's hard to pay attention and read all that stuff and talk to chat and like intertwine the two. And I don't mind taking the time to do that, especially like if I have more than 2 stream days a week, but like I do like hanging out and just shooting the shit with you guys. So like I'll find some more like good stuff to do while shooting this shit, and then we'll like do some more gaming stuff. But like book clubbing patch contents is also fun. I do like it. Like I do love reading everything. It's like if you guys still want me to do that, like I will absolutely make time to go through like quests and like read it and dig into it on stream. But also like I don't have to do it on stream. Like we could do the MSQ on stream and not do like side content or like whatever. Either way. Eventually I'll do another stream survey about content too, but like as I discussed earlier, that'll be a later problem. Hey, yo, 5 jobs? 5 jobs. If we hit 300 subs, I will quit my job and become a full-time artist and will draw on stream just like so many cool people do. Why you post like zombie? Xeris is a demonic entity tasked with keeping me contained. iRacing, huh? iRacing these yeah, don't over stress. Thank you, Numi. Xeris has nice nails. Subs are 20% off, but I don't think I can bankroll a couple hundred for those. No, that's why I'm like joking. Like big silly number is joke. Do not, like as I said last week, I don't want to do a subathon. I don't want to do like sub goals. I might at some point, like if we came up with like a fair and reasonable value, like I could in theory like do it to extend what we're doing for my 3.0. But 2 conditions fall upon that. 1, I don't want you all to overstress yourself financially. I'd rather you spend your money on me than other people, but like a lot of friends of stream, I feel like deserve that and will do better with that. So like Solu, Xeris, Shion, Kumiko, Shymoth, like there's so many people who stream in our greater community who can use your you know, your subs. But yeah, no, I would absolutely like if you guys want me to do. I'm considering just not streaming more, so don't pay me any mind. I don't mind subbing to you even if you don't stream Kumiko, so just deal with that. Remoth is also on that list. Get shouted out, nerd. I'm not good at like snapshot stuff, but like you all know that there's a ton of people. But yeah, like I could do more outfits for my 3.0. I have ideas in mind. But the other condition for that is they cannot happen during the debut. So even if you fund chat, like it would take a little bit longer. It might still happen this year, but like otherwise it would be very early next year. Hi Onmyogen, how are you doing? Speaking of friends of stream, Onmyogen here. Casino Bun, hi. The other problem with, or like the biggest problem with that though, is like it's so expensive to do like an outfit in Live 2D. Getting the illustrator, getting the rig, and all that stuff done, is it would cost a lot. Like, I don't know how much off the top of my head the rig would cost. I know roughly how much the illustration would cost. So like, earlier when I threw out a number, that was 100 subs. 100 subs really is just to try to grow the stream itself, to get people to check it out and look at it. Because the revenue is like something like $200, $250. And it would cost more like 2 to 3 times as much of that as that at minimum. Probably more like $700 an outfit at minimum. So like, yeah, it would just be like me trying to like reward people, but like the return just doesn't feel like it's worth it. And so like, I don't know. I don't know what other people do with their sub proceeds and what goals are like for them and what works like that. But like, obviously, before I got this job, that would have gone a lot further because like, yeah, I was stretched. But even then, like, you know, like Twitch money is like a drop in the bucket. Like I could do like at that time every little bit helped, but like, yeah, I don't know, like it streaming on Twitch, it's like you make like $3 an hour average. It's so it's so awful. Like you can't really quantify it in the same way, but like obviously it's just a lot more time invested. So like if I could like find a little consulting work under a rug somewhere, like, or like do an odd job, you know, it would pay more than Twitch would earn in like months and months and months. It sounds like Hibana. I wonder if I can catch it. No, I missed it. Yeah, maybe. Any case, streaming for me is absolutely a loss because the energy required to do so actually costs me more than I make. So for me, streaming is a loss too, but I didn't do it to make money, and I still don't do it to make money. I do it because I want a creative outlet. And it's just a fun creative outlet. Like, could I have done this in a profitable way? Yes. Do I want to like grow? Yeah, but like obviously if I want to grow, there's a different approach I should take. So, like, I want to prioritize having fun with it and being able to stretch my legs creatively, not just pursuing growth or pursuing money or anything like that. I don't do it to make money either, but throwing money at me is pointless. All right, well, if you say so, but whatever. I don't know. But yeah, like, very stretching creatively. We do love stretching in this stream. I don't know. I spent so much money on scabs last year, but like last time I did talk about how much money I'd put into VTubing at this point, and just model stuff alone was like somewhere between like $7,000 and $9,000, I think. So like, yeah, I'm never gonna make that money back. But I just wanted to have, like, I know a lot of you have your like OCs and your models and things like that. But like, yeah, you get it. You get it. And for those of you who don't, just, look at look at look at this. Look at this. Hi. It's me. Rory is here. No, that's just making it weird. Like, I don't know, it's fun. You get yourself as a character. It's some like I just like to sit here and look at my model and like grin. I like to cosplay my character, but like this is so much easier because I don't have to put on like 10 pounds of makeup and like become like overheated and exhausted. Fizzy's pointing at her monitor. I don't know what's going on over there. It's very funny. My character was built for sex. Sex. Why did I say it like that? It's okay, Tusky, we know. I'm sure you still stare at her. But then again, you're staring for other reasons. That's why my character's so modest. There's nobody really pays that much attention to my character whatsoever. But you well, I can't spoil anything. Just be patient, chat. Also, I should note for those of you who have seen leaks, some details are subject to change because it's been in the works for over a year now, but proper production started like back in like December, January. And I revised things a little bit along the way. So, just food for thought. But yeah. God, there's Wait, which button is it? Is it this button? I don't remember what I did this for. This was for like one stream thing. But how do you like this like in between worry? I like it. It's cute. Live 2D's come a long way. Ah, it's so bright. 4D being inching into our plane of existence. It'll grow back. It's alright. I'm about to make your plane of existence a lot more interesting. But that depends. How much are you willing to let me slip into your life? Chat, do you find it off-putting when I get into character too much? Should I just be normal? Believe me, there's like so many times where I like sit here and I'm just like, God, why can't I just be normal? No, why be normal? Normal is boring. I'm here for the character. I have 2 characters in 14. I think you know the answer to that. Normies are fucking weird. You mean you're not always in character? No. Let me tell you, when I'm at work, I'm like working hard to be normal and not be in character. So it's like the opposite. You guys get normal Rory, unhinged, alien. There's probably something wrong with my brain. Or I'm just actually not human, chat. And this is all a facade to keep the organization from finding me. It's fine. That's why we're here in containment. So they think they have things right where they want them. Until they don't. So they'll be shocked when we reroute the meteor. God. Oh, there's so much. There's so much. It's so cool. It's going to be an exciting year. It's going to be a very exciting year. Not just what I'm doing, but what will happen to Earth. Oh. Can hardly wait. I'm like, yeah, you're sending it to Earth? We're sending something to Earth. Send it. What was it? A present? Yeah, a present. What was it that has, there's like, there's one, near Earth asteroid that now has a 4% chance of hitting the moon. And it's gotten to the point where like some scientists are like, hey, we should maybe consider just maybe thinking about doing something about this. Because while you would think we wouldn't care about a moon lunar impact, it would have pretty unfortunate effects for some satellites and missions. So like, well, okay, listen, it's not like a giant meteor that's gonna destroy the moon, okay? It's just a normal asteroid. It would hit the moon and it would be like, wow, that's a big thing, but like it wouldn't be anything spectacular. It's not gonna destroy the moon. Yeah, be a little boop. But it would spray up enough dust and debris into Earth orbit, or like the greater Earth orbit for geostationary satellites, it could pose a problem. And for like lunar reconnaissance and missions, it would definitely pose a problem. Because all those fine particles, while we won't see them from Earth, they will cause a lot of havoc for lunar missions, which will, ironically, much to my dismay, I know this would be a great way for me to keep humans from extending their reach out into the galaxy, because in order to do so, one of their greatest potential hopping off points, if you will, would be the moon. Having a lunar base would really enable humans to have a spot where they can stage for proper interstellar missions or missions into the outer solar system, even manned missions. Like, it's just right in that it has low gravity, making it easy to depart from there, but it's a nice enough base that it makes it a little bit easier to stage all this. Granted, you could do it in orbit too, but like, yeah. Can't wait to turn the moon into a Mass Effect relay. We could implode the moon. and then you could use the moon as a warp point to get you to Alpha Centauri in 4 minutes or less. Humans don't have the technology to do that, though. Speaking of what humans don't have the technology to do... Wait, which button is it? Yeah, that's the button. Humans don't have the technology to do that.
Very well.
Oh, that's not the button.
Let us proceed
No.
to the final judgment.
No! Hot singles in your galactic sector. Shout out to... Yeah. Oh. God. It's warm in here. It's 85 degrees. I should open the window. But yeah, is this the button? That is the button. How did you know? God, that's a cute point emote. I need a cute point emote. Don't mind me just using that as a suggestion to make a cute point emote later. Definitely not taking that idea. I'm gonna definitely not open the window. Wait. Okay, there we go. Yo, thumbs up, hell yeah. I have like some space theme stuff for stream that I never actually ended up using. Because it's just like, how do you incorporate this? Like, when you're into spacey stuff, how do you use it? Hi, Shimo. How are you doing? Welcome to my stream. Chat, Shimo's the one who did the emote. As I mentioned earlier, actually, when the gift sub got gifted out. You know, it's shiny outside. It's like it's been raining. I love the rain. What if we bought a radio telescope for stream, chat, and we used it to well, okay, I guess we had another plan before I got really sidetracked by a bunch of other plans to build a communications device and make contact. But like, that's like a 30-year-long project, unfortunately. Hey, are we checking out Stellar Bodies? Oh yeah, that reminds me. The Ruri Rocks art director for the anime has a Skeb account. It'd be a shame if I asked them to draw something for me. Can't imagine spending money like that when you don't have a job. Wait a second. What if I did have a job? Is that a Kumiko with the gotcha contributing emote? Are we gonna hit the Skeb gotcha? Ah, yes, the thickest grad student. Oh yeah, are on Myojin? Are you also a Ruri Rocks appreciator? I need to watch episode 12. I'm really excited to watch episode 12. But God, Ruri Rocks was really good. I did not have high hopes. Because I saw the premise and I'm like, okay, well, you know, another like cute girls doing cute things anime. That's fine and good.
The patches just cheered
Yo.
for 100 bits. Scab fun.
Thank you for the 100 biddies for the Scab Fund. But like, honestly, I'm like, in some ways, I'm like kind of bored of the premise of like, oh, let's, you know, have an educational anime of cute girls doing cute things. And I'm not interested in geology. Like, I'm not uninterested in geology. I used to spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos by like a professor in Washington State. about the geology of the Pacific Northwest, and like it was like I was looking up volcano information one day, and like it just kind of spiraled out of control from there. So I was like, wow, this is actually really interesting, and you can learn a lot about, you know, history and plate tectonics and all this stuff just by looking at rocks. That's actually really cool. Makes the, you know, the desert a lot more interesting. But even so, I was like, Rary Rock seems a little stone. No, that was bad. But it has Rory right in the name, so like I had to watch it. And like episode 1, like right from the start, it was fantastic. Like I was really impressed with like every episode, just how much like it proceeded to hook me more and more, and like ended up liking the characters, like the story, like it just did really, really good with it. It just kind of goes to show that like a passionate production can like make anything into a good topic. Not that like rocks and geology is boring and should inherently be such. And hopefully it got some people interested in it, but like, you know, I always want a sci-fi anime, and it's never gonna happen. After a while, you're just like, you know, maybe I should like find something more down to earth to appreciate if I can't leave it. Nah, we're gonna skip this rock. But we'll be back on Thursday after I get a little bit of a break with yeah, I don't know, with yet another rambling stream. I have no idea what I'm going to do on Thursday. There's so many things on the to-do list, and everybody's seems content to do whatever that I show up with. So maybe I'll just come up with a new list of talking points, and we'll just chat for 3 hours. Or maybe I'll finally get around to building the ultimate VTuber computer. I have no idea. Hopefully it's that, because I want to build my new fucking computer and enjoy being able to play literally everything once again. But we'll see. I'm like slowly coming around to being able to cope with the exhaustive schedule right now. So thank you for all your support, chat. I really, really appreciate it. Like, you have no idea how much I am thrilled that you guys still come out and still support me. It makes it means a lot to me. And like, there's definitely been times this year where I've been like like, does any of this matter? Should I stop? Like, did I just kill what, you know, little thing I had going? And like, you know, do people want to like see the weird OC shit that I make? Or is it just like, well, you know, I'm here until like their favorite streamer goes live and I'm just background noise? I don't know. Sorry. You don't want to hear my like intrusive demons, but when you guys show up and chat with me, like it puts in the rest. So I always appreciate it. And it, you know, has gotten me through a lot. So as usual, thank you. Please check me out on the socials and the Discord. As I always say, the best way to contribute to the stream, why that took really long time, is to just show up. You know, aside from like following and watching, is, you know, you can hang out on the Discord or not. But as usual, you're really appreciated, chat. Now let's find something to raid, because it's time to get the fuck out of here. I'm on time tonight, chat. Can you believe it? Where do we go? Only God knows. And by God, I mean me. And by where, I mean on Myojin. Go live so we can raid you. Thank you, Zimri. So punctual. I try. I gotta be like on time now that like my schedule's so like so squished. Alright, I'm gonna send you all on over to Quan23, our favorite Namazu VTuber, who is currently playing some Guild Wars 2, yet another game that I feel like I need to check out because so many people make all these things look cool. But yeah, thanks for hanging out once again, chat. I really appreciate it. I will see you on Thursday at the usual time of 6 p.m. Pacific, if not sooner. Probably not sooner though, because it's gonna be a busy week. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe sometime we'll get to that bonus stream or whatever. But in the meantime, I hope you have a good night. And yeah, I don't know. Don't work too hard. Grab that raid message that Zaris put in the chat. Kindly thank you, Zaris. And then let's go say hi. Cool. There we go. Would you like to join my Meteor team? Jesus. Thanks, Zaris. Have a good night, everybody, though. I'll see you next time. That doesn't work anymore. Shit, that's the wrong command. Why didn't anybody tell me? I'm embarrassed. I'm gonna be like, wow, Rory shouted me out. Huh, that's something. Alright. We're gonna pretend we didn't see that. Bye!